What's up, you guys? Spoon's Ukulele, lessons by a beginner for a beginner. We are covering the major scale, what it is and how it applies to chords. This is my first attempt at trying to do music theory, and so if you don't like it, tell me what I can do better. All right, so let's jump into it. You're going to need something to write with and something to write on. I really stepped up my game and got some notebook paper today. Let's just address this really quickly. The major scale is a formula, you guys, and it applies regardless of where you start. If you apply the formula, you create the scale, okay? And so what we need to do is figure out how to identify the notes that are in the scale, and then we can apply those to a chord. So this is what I want you to do. On your piece of paper, I want you to write A, and then have a space, B, C, space, D, space, E, F, space, G, space. And I want you to write that twice, okay? Let's do it. A, space, B, C, space, 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 G, space, A, space, B, C, space, D, space. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to write W, W, H, W, 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 H, okay? And that stands for whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. All right. Whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. What are wholes and halves? So every time you look at your little fretboard here, okay, this is called the fretboard. Each of these are frets, okay? Every time you move up or you move down, that is a half a step. So if you go up two halves make a whole. So half step, whole step, okay? So there you go. The major scale is a very familiar sound. It sounds like this. Okay, so what I just did there was I played the note. So this is A, so whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. You do that with all the strings. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You do it with the C. Whole, 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 half. With the G. You see this? You're following the formula, but it sounds different, but it sounds the same, right? Because you're following the formula. You're doing that scale and you're applying it in a different key, okay? So that's the concept of the scale and how it applies. So now what we're going to do is identify the notes. So if we're looking at what we wrote, if we did a whole, it would be whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. So we started on A and we end on A, okay? So the notes in the scale would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the scale, or the notes in the A scale are A, B, C sharp, because that's this space is a sharp. C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then back to A. So there you go. Okay, so that scale is going to apply to your chord. So what we have in music is a triad where you play 3 notes together and they sound really good. And these are where your major chords come from. And those come from the first note, the third note, and the 5th note. So, okay, so we've got, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Your first note is A, Your third note is C sharp. Your fifth note is E. So we grab the ukulele. We know what the A chord is, but why? All right, so we know that A, C sharp, and E are the three chords. So this string is A. A, okay. We know that this string is E. Okay, that's also in it. What's this one? So this is C sharp. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then this one is a G. And so if we go G, A. Oh, those sound the same. So A, C sharp, E, and A. That is the A major chord and how it applies to the scale. So guys, this applies to all the chords, all the notes. If you started on F sharp, you know, if you started on C, if you started on all of these, it's all going to apply. You're going to identify the notes in the scale. You hit the first, third, and fifth. You apply those notes, you play those notes together, and you're going to get a major chord. So let's do one more. So the reason C is the most popular scale is because it follows the formula perfectly. So if we go C, we did a whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. We hit all of the notes. And so we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 3, and 5. C, E, and G. So your C chord is this. So this is A, B, C. So this is a C note. That's an E note. That's a C note. And that's a G note. So G, C, E, C. And that's why the C chord is that. Let's apply that to a few more. Okay, so let's do a G. So G space A space B C space D space E F space G. And now we've got whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Uh-oh. This is A sharp, okay? So the notes are going to be G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. So your G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That's F. All right, so if we do the number thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to circle the 1, the 3, and the 5. G, B, and D. So how that applies. So we know our G chord. Y. So ready? This is an A. So A, this is B. This is an E. So E, F, G. Okay, well that makes sense. And then we've got our C. This is D. And then this is G. Okay, so G, D, G, B. And that is why that is a G chord. Okay, so take that information and apply it, and I'm going to have more information for you guys later on. Let me know if that was helpful. If you like it, and I will see you next time, you guys. Strum it up.